little pig. So today, today's May 17th. May 17th. Hello, piggy. Does he eat the green part or just the cob?
He'll eat he should eat the whole thing.
Hmm.
And he bites.
I can't believe that chicken tractor is way out there.
Every single plant you see in here I planted. I had originally 2 slash pines in here which have since died. But nothing went in the ground bigger than 6 feet. So I started my own seeds, I rooted my own cuttings, I air layered. I didn't have the funding to go out and buy the instant landscape like you see in so many communities today. And so I started out with a lot of container plants that I'd been accumulating during the time I was going to college. And then from there I just added as I got plants. But there's about 1,200 varieties of plants here in the garden. So very intensive collection. And it is a tropical rainforest. So if you've never been into the real rainforest, this is about as close as you're going to get here in Florida. And I have people that visit here that come from Central and South America and the islands. They say it's like going back home because it's exactly the same. The canopies, the plants, and we also have a lot of wildlife in here. We have about 20 or 25 nest boxes, mainly for owls and woodpeckers in the garden. And of course a lot of natural cavities in the trees too, courtesy of the hurricanes. So we have a lot of birds in here. Occasionally you'll see box turtles crossing the trails. We have about 10 box turtles that live here in the garden. And of course a lot of butterflies. Usually you can't go more than about 30 feet down any path without seeing butterflies. We have had a lot of TV shows filmed here over the years. Over 400 shows have been filmed here at Unbelievable Acres. And I used to have my own show with our local NBC affiliate, Channel 5. And 29 years we shot that weekly show out here. And so that was a lot of them right there. And we've had national TV shows shot here. Victory Garden from Boston, Roger Swain, when he was the host, he's been here twice filming. HGTV has filmed 2 30-minute specials here. CNN has been here filming many times. So we're known nationally for all the stuff that we have here. And in addition, we get international visitors regularly. A lot of people in the Bahamas, when they come to Florida, they make sure they come here before they go home. So it's a very popular spot. As you go through, you'll see a lot of flowering things as well as tropical fruits. We're known for our fruit collection, about 160 different kinds of tropical fruits. So virtually anything you can think of is somewhere here in the garden. Most of them are concentrated in the southeast section, which is that direction. So if you just wanted to concentrate on fruits, you could go to that section first. But all the trails are marked with directional arrows that say main trail. As long as you stick to those, you won't get lost. But believe me, we do get people lost in here. It's only 2.5 acres. But we've had bus tours here where we took us 20 minutes to track them down. And so always stick to the trails with the arrows, and that'll get you back here safely. As you go through too, if there's any ripe fruit, and I didn't check the garden this morning, but if there's any ripe fruit, we always, if there's enough of it, let people sample. But please ask the guide first. Last week we had ripe jaboticabas. Now they're gone now, but you never know what's going to be in season when you come here. Any questions before we can start you out on your tours?
Can you make sure that you cover how to keep the trees short enough to pick them? Yes. Like how do you cut the tops? I mean,
okay, basically on pruning, and I prune almost daily, you just, whatever size that you have for your particular landscape setting, prune them, but don't prune them just prior to the flower season because then you won't get very many flowers. So wait till after the harvest, or in most cases after the harvest, that's when you do your heaviest pruning. Then the tree has the longest period to recover for the next flowering season. Things that bloom all the time or off and on, you just have to pick and choose in between the crops when you want to prune it, and then you might skip one crop, but then it'll be back in a few months back fruiting again. The best time to do heavy pruning is spring and summer. We have a lot of rain, well, not right now, but usually a lot of rain, and that helps the trees recover quickly. If you prune in the winter, any new growth that comes out is very susceptible to cold damage. So you don't want to encourage a lot of tender growth, let's say in January or February. So I would not do heavy pruning after, say, late October. And so then wait till about mid-March or 1st of March to do your heavy pruning in the spring.
Maybe since we're all here as a group, you can talk about how the soil used to be and what you've done, or do you want to do that on the trail?
Well, the original soil here was white sugar sand, and that's still there, but it's down about 6 or 8 inches down below a nice rich black topsoil layer that's come because of all the years of mulching. And so I've been mulching since day one, and as mulch decomposes, it turns into soil. So I've added 6 to 8 inches of what looks like clades muck over all that white sugar sand. And of course, all your tree roots are up in that nice rich soil, full of earthworms too. So I can't dig planting holes anywhere in the garden without cutting earthworms. So it's a very rich ecosystem for plant roots. I do very minimal fertilizing because of all the mulch breaking down. Some parts of this garden haven't been fertilized in 25 years. The only thing I fertilize regularly is the fruit trees because I want good production. So I fertilize 3 times a year, basically February, June, and October, and that keeps all the fruit trees happy and producing well. But a lot of the ornamental plants, unless they turn yellow and say, hey, feed me, I leave them alone. Because when you think about it, rainforests aren't fertilized. And you go to the rainforest and they're lush and green and beautiful, and all the leaves and flowers and fruits that fall down, they decompose very quickly and are recycled. And then the roots pick up the nutrients and make more leaves, flowers, and fruits. So unless you break that cycle, that's going to continue forever. So I've got to that point here, and next year will be the 40th year since I started. But it's to the point now that I don't have to fertilize because of the recycling. The only thing that leaves the property each week is the household garbage. Everything else, it stays on the property. So every limb I cut, every branch, and all the leaves that naturally fall, they're never raked up. They're allowed to decompose right where they fall. And by doing that, then the plants are happy.
So do you let plants reseed themselves too?
Some of them I do, depends on the type. But a lot of times I pull up seedlings and regularly we'll pot them up, put them in the nursery, or give them away to visitors here that want them. But not a lot of fruits reseed. I get some miracle fruits sometimes under the bushes and some jaboticabas under them, but not many of them produce big amounts of seed that'd be a problem. Yeah.
Did you ever have grass here?
I had grass the first 8 years.
First 8 years.
And there was centipede grass too. It wasn't St. Augustine. And then after 8 years, I said, nope, I don't want to be mowing all the time. And away it went. And
all at once.
so I got rid of it all and filled in the pathways that were grass basically with mulch. And I still get mulch almost every week. So I put out a lot of mulch. So I get any kind that I can get from the tree trumpets.
What do you use for fertilizing the fruit trees?
Just a standard fruit tree fertilizer that you can get. In fact, I bought it for years at Home Depot, Alesco 8-10-10. And I've used that for many years here, and it works well on everything. Any other questions?
Yeah, the mango trees, when they get as high as you want them, you just cut the top off?
You keep them flat topped and let them spread sideways. I don't care how wide the trees get, but I don't want them real big.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go ahead and get you started out, and Jane, sample.
But the taste and everything, mostly people make it for drinks, ice creams, things like that.
Passion fruit.
When Gene retired after 35 years with the County Extension Service, and when he retired, the Rare Fruit Council here presented him with this. And this is a Dang Surya, one of the rarer types of jackfruits. This is pink flesh inside. So we got this from Richard Wilson at Excalibur. Richard Wilson, by the way, is a past president of the Rare Fruit Council, as I am. If you've never been to Richard Wilson's nursery here in Palm Beach County, he's got one of the biggest tropical fruit nurseries in the state. And
What's it called?
The easiest way, because I was there yesterday, I said, give me a few cards in case anybody wants one.
I'll take one.
I got one left, but you can.
We're good. I'll be back there.
Well, y'all can communicate. Excalibur. I know a lot of, if you have questions, you can go along like the ponytail palm. I know a lot of the things he has here in the garden, but I do. One of our favorite fruits in the Rare Fruit Council. This is the miracle fruit bush, also from Africa, like the tree back there. Is anybody, I'm sure most folks have heard about the miracle fruit. Really? Okay. Miracle fruit has a little red berry. It's become very famous in the past year since the book The Fruit Hunters came out last year. Because it's got some little side effects that people hadn't. Yeah, exactly. I get all red-faced when I talk about those, so I won't mention the sexual benefits of this. But anyway, they're using this in cancer and AIDS research in hospitals because the miracle of this is you just get a little berry, which these are all dried up. By the way, if you see it dried up when they're used to take them to plant it, it comes true to seed. Thank you.
Can you just pick up?
Yeah, that one's a little bit past.
Here you go.
He just cleared off about.
Is that one right there?
Yeah, well, that's one you could plant if you wanted to get a.
There's a red one here.
By the way, they're not good. They don't come up very well. If you look at them on the internet and everything, they like to be treated with gibberlic acid before you plant them. You know, it really helps in pollination.
That's a special kind of acid?
Yes.
How do you say that again?
It's either gibberlic or gibberlic. It's Gibberlic, and it's just this little. They sell a little vial. It has a little spoon. And it looks just like cocaine used to look.
So
like
it's not any kind of acid wouldn't work? It has to be that?
Oh, it has to be gibberlic.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it works in other plants as well, but in particular on miracle fruit. But anyway, Gene sells all his berries. He's selling now for $3 on the internet. He only gets 25 cents for his. But it's just had about 200 on it. It's got some little green ones coming now. See the little tiny green fruit there? And this is an old tree. This is a tree you can have in a container. It likes low pH. So, you know, if you put it in a container.
And all the parts are good, right? For different reasons?
Just the fruit itself. Again, you get a drop on your tongue, and for the next hour, everything tastes sweet. What we do in the Rare Fruit Council is we'll blindfold somebody and cut up lemon, lime, grapefruit, tangerine, and you can now tell the difference.
I thought this was also the one where the seeds can purify water. Is that this
That
one?
I have not heard.
Oh.
But I have not seen that on the internet either. You better move it along. That's right. Gene, in '71 is when he bought this. He got this property, and there was 2 pines. It was just a cow field with 2 trees. That's kind of another signature tree of the garden right there. That's the baobab, called the Tree of Life. You ever been to Disney World, the Animal Kingdom? That's the centerpiece of Animal Kingdom. Of course, their Tree of Life is built out of steel and concrete and wood. But you go inside it and they have a show that goes on. But you've seen that with like Travelers Insurance. One of the big insurance companies, their motto is the reason they call it Tree of Life is it's out in the middle of nowhere on the African plain, and you can tap into it and get 30 or 40 gallons of water out of it.
And it has to pass through the digestive system of the elephant in order to germinate. So you have to replicate that if you want to grow one of your own. So it actually helps if you soak them in hot water. And because I lived in West Africa, and because the elephant herds in West Africa are being decimated, they're having a real problem with losing baobab trees.
So the water is like what? Like a maple syrup tap?
I guess I've always assumed so, that if you tap it, Now,
It's
they
like
get a lot
inside-
bigger. That's not a big tree
Yeah.
compared to what you see in Africa.
They dangle down. They're these huge things that almost kind of look like a smaller version of the sausage tree, and they're really good. It tastes like candy almost.
Heather, do you know how to get the water out?
I don't.
Oh.
I want to get a copy of your tape. At the
Yeah,
inside.
Heather there
I
is
wanna
from
get
the
it.
Environmental Learning Center.
Oh, that's great.
And she's been around the world, so.
You know Ren Underwood?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I was just with Ren on Wednesday, actually.
I used to be her boss at the Water Management District.
Okay.
That's another whole story. Oh, right back there, by the way, he's got quite a few carambolas on his property, and there's about 3 or 4 of his carambola trees. Unfortunately, weird time of year right now where we're without fruit, but let me see. Yeah, there's lots of bananas all over the place. I don't know every variety. I mean, I had about 50 in my yard. That looks like a Mysore. It looks like the same.
Oh, it's
sort of-
written right down here.
Oh, it is.
Yep, Mysore.
Oh, it is my. Oh, gee, thank you. Mysores are tall and thin, and they have typically, when people say lady fingers, they're usually talking about a Mysore. That's what's common. But you see how many they have of them. It's just real prolific. They don't get much bigger, but they'll plump out. It's a nice ponytail.
Yeah. We have dwarfs.
Where is the Mysore?
Yeah, he puts a lot of mulch.
Yep.
He had years and years of mulch in there.
You see the Mysore?
These are just a couple of ground covers here, but
Where
a
is
lot
it?
of people like them. This is the bigger example of the Persian shield, the purple one there.
Oh, right there.
Oh.
I mean, it's real pretty.
Hey Larry, when ever makes a fruit, do the native ones make fruit?
I don't know. That's a good question for
Okay.
Gene. Unfortunately, he's feeling kind of ill today. That's why
Okay.
he's staying under the
All right.
the teepee. I know that some are self-pollinating and some are not. You need another pollinator nearby.
Okay.
What is this? You see it growing.
Well, that's that sunflower, that wild sunflower thing.
That's the third time I've done that already. Larry,
Yes.
there's a plant back here that has a very, very dark leathery leaf and had little fruit dangling down.
Okay.
Oh, really? I didn't see that one.
Sorry.
Where about?
Did you see it?
Oh.
Oh.
Finger on there.
Don't know if I. Nothing in the base of that tree. No little sign or nothing. I don't know.
A sapodilla, maybe?
It does look like a sapote type. The leaf doesn't look
Yeah.
like the fruit does. I don't know.
It's
I
like
don't
a
think I've
green
seen it.
plant.
I don't think I've seen a
Anybody?
fruit on that before.
Neat looking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty exotic.
Here, of course, is the only cypress tree on the property. And, of course, a powder puff. And for fruit lovers, I think everybody in old Florida had a loquat tree in their
Oh,
yard.
yeah.
I don't know if that's a named variety or not. That's the Malabar.
You don't see any.
Well, that's just a typical name. I don't know if it's got. I don't think this is a variety. The Malabar chestnut back in there.
There's your chestnut.
They're the smaller ones, and the main. I used to have a beautiful tree, lots of fruit here. They're delicious, but we have the Caribbean fruit fly so bad here. It's just not worth it.
It's the North Florida mango.
The peach.
The closest they can come. Moringa is the one that purifies
Oh.
water. Moringa.
Which is the
oleifera.
horseradish tree?
Yeah, yeah. The seeds of that.
Yeah.
No, they call it drumstick is another name for it. And the crushed seeds in water will coagulate. Echo talks about it on their website.
And the blueberries.
One thing I did miss that we did miss right back there. I don't know if anybody's seen it anymore. That little nondescript thing on the ground back there, that's the elephant foot first came from. You see that small little thing that looks like an elephant foot back there. And it's been there for years
And
and
it's
years
called
and years.
elephant foot
If you go
vine.
back and look at it, you'll see it looks
It's
like
got
a
it's well labeled.
Yeah,
looks
or
like an
just a
elephant foot.
synthetic
Like a
one.
pineapple.
It's just not the same as
Kind of.
real.
Get them confused between the angel trumpet and the devil's trumpet. They're completely different plants. We're going to see some devil's trumpet in a few minutes. The big thing is angels are in heaven looking down, so they're blowing their trumpet down. The devil is looking up, and so the devil's trumpets either are sideways or pointing up.
And they'll both kill you.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. They'll both kill you or make you hide before you die.
Yeah.
A nona. And you can see the fruits just starting to form right off the tree. So that, it almost looks like guanabana, but it doesn't have the elongation. These stay round, but they're just not edible. But they get good size. They get bigger than a grapefruit.
They're neat looking.
Mountain
This
sour
one behind me is
There's a
called
big one
sun
right there.
sapote. And of course, as you know, sapote is just a word in Spanish means, good tasting fruit. Because all the green sapote, white sapote, black sapote, totally different families.
And which one is that?
That's this one right here, the sun sapote.
What is this ridge we're on?
Pardon?
Why is this so high?
He had to build it up for the roots. Otherwise, you would trip over the roots of these Australian pines.
And from right here, you can see some kind of really big fruits on what looks like a hardwood tree.
Oh, back
We're
there.
going to get to that in a minute. We're gonna,
all right.
Actually, the trail goes over. Those are cannonballs.
Oh. Well, how about those yellow ones hanging down? See those?
What?
There's yellow fruit hanging down from that one behind.
Well, I think that's a type of citrus. We're going to be there in a minute.
Okay.
This is a real nice banana. This is the typical tall Jamaican red. You're starting to see red bananas in Publix the last couple of years. They're not very good, but I mean, the red banana is great if you grow it yourself.
Yeah.
They're just not good when you pick them weeks early and ship them.
And gas.
But there's a nice stalk right above your head as you come through.
Of
bananas.
bananas. Oh yeah, directly above here. Right
You
there.
can also see the sun sapote fruit.
Sun sapote.
Oh yeah. We're going to be around there.
Oh, there's the sapodilla,
Oh yeah.
which he said was edible.
Yeah.
Come over on this side. You can
There's
see
a
him
ton
better.
of him.
Way up there. See him? Yeah.
I'm going to shake your stick.
And look at all the fruit over there. There's a whole thing.
And what's
Is that how you
this one?
harvest them?
That's how I harvest mine.
And what is it?
My tree is a little bit smaller than this. This is an important tree, especially to rare fruiters. This is a Sapodilla, as is that one right there. And this is the Alano from Mexico, a real good variety if you're looking for Sapodillas. These look almost right. I mean, these are good size. They're almost right. If the history on this tree is in the World's Fair of right around the turn of the century, like 1900 or so, 1906, the workers came up for the World's Fair from South America, and they were chewing this white latex stuff. And what it was is they were chicladeros from South America, and they would go up these sapodilla trees and tap them just like a maple, and you get this white sap, that comes, latex sap that comes out, and it would be, they call it chicle.
Oh.
And that's where chicklets first came from. So that's where chewing gum, which is all synthetically made these days, but that's where it came
But that's
from.
from the sap.
Yes.
So from the fruit,
The
nothing.
fruit is just delicious.
Oh, it
It's
is?
like brown sugar.
Huh.
The old ones were the old sapodillas of when I was a kid were the round ones. They were kind of gritty, but these elongated ones are just super sweet and not gritty at all, but they do still taste like brown sugar.
And do they take sun and salt?
Yes, on both of those. Because I lived on Palm Beach Shores growing up, which is 2 blocks from the ocean, and we had sapodilla. And behind you here, we have another passion vine. This one does not put out fruit, but it's got to put out a beautiful red flower for people with cameras. It always makes you see it kind of back in
Yeah,
their
there's
corner
one.
and hanging there.
Oh, yeah, look at those. Here's one right
I
here.
mean, the flowers are beautiful.
They
It's
certainly
really
are.
not. We're coming into is kind of another fruit area now. This is a citrus grove. He's got 75 types of citrus in here. They're all in a various state of decline. Citrus is just, in our Rare Fruit Council, we just don't even recommend it anymore to be planting citrus. 'Cause
Oh, wow.
in 10 years, it might be gone.
Due to disease?
The
or-
greening. The greening is 100 times more serious than the canker ever was. And there's no stopping the greening. And the canker was just more cosmetic. The greening is actually killing the trees. This is an interesting tree here, and that's the pomelo. Pomelo is the forebear of the grapefruit. So this is actually more ancient from Southeast Asia and China. Still Asian folks, Chinese folks, if you go to a Chinese grocery, Oriental grocery, you'll always find pomelo in there. It's much bigger. It does not have any of the bitterness of the grapefruit. It comes in red, pink, and white, just like a grapefruit. Similar taste, but sweeter. No bitter aftertaste. And that's a small one. Sometimes they get up to 1 foot in diameter, but it's a lot of rind. Sometimes you'll be going through 3-4 inches of rind, and the fruit inside is much the same size as the grapefruit. But they don't. But University of Florida is really working on that. Bunch of ground covers there, a lot of different types of folias, which are easy to pop. That's just a big papaya. He's got some varieties of sugar cane back in here. Different types of anonas that he's planting.
That's that on the ground, all the fruit on the ground over there.
Fruit on the ground. That's some sort of lemon, or most of his citrus are labeled. Somebody was asking earlier about the angel trumpet, devil's trumpet. This is a devil's trumpet. This is the datura. They don't hang down. This is the double or triple yellow. Oh, it's the double yellow datura. He's got the double purple in here somewhere too.
Right. Looks like maybe no.
And there's another fruit tree
Right there?
back there.
There's the purple right there.
Yeah.
That I think that's a morning glory bush, though. I'm not sure. I know he's got the purple datura here. It's much more stunning than that.
See, there's another fruit tree there.
The banana?
No, the
No, yeah. There's some
green fruit.
Well, he's got a lot of citrus. He's
Citrus,
got
yeah,
75
down
types
there.
of citrus in here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just starting to smell
75.
good.
Wow.
For a Brazilian flower. Hopefully most of you know the philodendron that we call the Monstera deliciosa, or Suriname. You can see some of the fruit there. It is a type of philodendron, just grows up pine trees and other types of trees and puts out this fruit. Fruit tastes like a cross between banana pineapple. And this is very caustic right now. You go to hospital if you try to eat it. But as this ripens and these little sections, you see little 1/4-inch sections there, they just flake off and turn yellow when they ripe. You don't eat the core. So it's like an ear of corn, really. The little kernels fall off, and that's what you eat. You don't eat the center core at all. And that's that Suriname right around the corner there.
And is this a fig? What is
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And if you looked at the orange label there, you can see the variety. And you can look and see if it's a brown turkey or a Texas everbearing or Celeste.
this? Is she a?
Oh, that one I don't know.
Good eye.
That tag looks like it's from Hopkins.
Yes, it is.
Okay, Hopkins Nurseries. They're real nice folks. Used to be in Fort Lauderdale. They've moved over towards the Immokalee and Naples area now.
Oh, there's a butterfly.
Any folks familiar with the Treehouse Nursery over in Cape Coral on the West Coast? No. Oh, that was Bob and Vivian Murray. They're pioneers in the tropical fruit industry, and he committed suicide 2 weeks ago. It was a real sad story.
Here's some, what are these bugs called?
Bugs? Oh, beats me.
We saw those before. They're all over that one.
That's a pretty plant.
There's another fig,
Yep, more figs.
Black Mission.
He's putting new bananas and new things in. It's a new banana plant.
He's playing all the time then, huh?
Oh yeah, he's always
Another
putting new.
pomelo.
Because the citrus area really is dying
white
out, so he's
patora.
putting more things in here.
Yeah.
This is an interesting plant here. It's Dombea. Got a real nice flower to it. You can see it. We're now on the other side of the mountain soursops. You can see how many fruit there are up there.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is just loaded with it. It's too bad they're not good.
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't even like the soursop or guanabana. I know they make great desserts and drinks, but they're not exactly good for eating out of hand. Like I love Atamoyas is one of my favorite. They're the top of the food chain that we can grow of the Anonas here in South Florida.
And here's a cashew nut.
Yes, you're going to see a state champion cashew nut
okay.
later. He's
All
got
right.
4 state champions on the property. That's just a little baby there, but it is blooming, so that gives you a good idea what the bloom looks like. We had some questions when we walked by on the other trail about these big trees behind me. The big tree in the middle, of course, is eucalyptus. You can see the real shiny skin. That's not the rainbow eucalyptus like everybody wants these days, but that's just eucalyptus. On the eucalyptus, you see the shingle vine, which is a real neat vine that just adheres. Like a sheet, you have to rip that leaf off. Yes, ma'am? That's Dombea. Yeah, flower. The spelling, it should be a sign down there somewhere.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay. But on each side of the eucalyptus is a cannonball tree. And they're just about they make the most beautiful flowers in the world. First, the cannonballs just hang there. You can see the big cannonballs on both trees.
Oh, yeah.
And beautiful, most beautiful flower in the world. They're like 8 inches around. And one of them is yellow and one is orange. And I forget which is which. But that one, see how the flower clusters are on that one?
Uh-huh.
I'm pointing not to this tree in front of me, but the big tree behind.
Cannonballs over there.
We're having a hard time seeing in the back here.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
come
we
on
got to
around.
shift around more. Just,
I'm not supposed to take too many people.
over there.
But if you sneak right in here,
Take a shot
don't worry
of the
about it.
flowers right
You
there.
can see these low flowers there.
Wow.
See how pretty those
oh,
flowers
those great big purple flowers.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
and
There's a
the
beautiful
Oh,
band
those
are
right
awesome.
here,
They're
too.
just beautiful, most beautiful
Wow.
flowers. And they're
Wow.
unfortunately, there's some higher up where some of you might, maybe when you get around there, you'll see.
Yeah, there's a good view right here
Yeah.
Good,
too.
good, thank you.
Sneak. You have to sneak.
And then but this
There's
is
a
a
good
totally
view right
different
there.
color of blue.
Cannonball.
But we don't use them for anything but using them. Oh,
There's
yeah,
some.
they're right there on the ground. Thank you.
We bowl with them.
If anybody wants to pick them up, but some people cut them in half and make planters out of them. You know,
And that's
just
all you
use
can
them.
do with it.
Pretty much, you're not edible at all. Of course, this is the protein plant, which is the only food in the world for the Attila butterfly.
And the turtles.
Oh yeah, this is a real good view here of the flowers. But when that's really spectacular when they all start opening up, and then the other tree opens up as well. This little grove of bananas right here is the old praying hand. they're not really grown for eating so much as they are just for showing. It's a real unique banana that stays fused together. That's why they call it praying hands. And all these are praying hands. There's 2 or 3 stalks up there if you get the right angle.
Larry, what's the deal with the pink pineapples?
They're variegated pineapples. They just use them for show and in ornamental displays. They're really not edible.
Okay.
I mean, I used to have them, but they cut you up pretty good too. And to me, they're not worth having in your yard.
Yeah, pretty.
Here's another much larger example of the Persian shield ground cover that we walked by earlier. A lot of people just love that purple look to it. It doesn't have to bloom or anything. But here you can get a view looking back of the praying hands of the big stalk, and then there's a great big new stalk of bananas just opening up.
Oh yeah.
Up there. Looks pretty healthy.
Oh,
Oh, here's the banana.
someone was asking if the banana is the flower, what's that other part where before
Well, bananas, when they pop out, those are females. Those are female flowers, and hopefully up in front here I'll show you what the males look. You know, they keep the thing keeps hanging down, and finally the females stop forming, and it's just male flowers. And most people cut off that stalk of male flowers because it's just the argument is it takes away energy from the growing of the fruit. It also is added weight, and it makes the tree blow over. So.
But we also heard that the banana itself is a fruit, right?
a flower.
I mean, the flower, yes.
Well, a lot of people eat those. A lot of people eat them raw, or actually use them raw in salads, or cook with them.
Well,
to
he means
cook
the
the male
banana fruit.
No,
Itself.
the fruit is always the over-ripened ovary. The
Oh.
fruit is the female part of the flower. That's the ovary.
Yeah,
That's what a fruit is.
That's why the seeds are in it.
but most people
Makes
cut
sense.
off the males that keep hanging down. A lot of
Papaya.
papayas through here. You see little papayas forming right there, the flower, and
So he keeps that shorter. That's just a young
you
tree.
can cut papaya because papayas will get pretty tall, like that tree back in there. You can see that tall papaya there, but those are kind of hard to get to, and especially to keep the wasp and things like that off.
So you think he did cut that to
So
make
you
it
can
that
cut
height?
He either cut it or it broke off. But yeah, those have been cut right there.
You
That
can
one's
just
been
take
cut.
a saw to a mature tall papaya.
Yeah, and it's of course mostly hollow inside, but it'll die back to its first joint, and it'll seal up.
You don't have to treat it with anything to
No.
help it seal.
No.
You should get on the ladder and-
Lots of citrus here. You see the citrus are just not doing too well. We'll be walking under that big longan tree in a moment, but it's easier to see the longan tree from over on this side. So, of course, longan is a relative of the lychee.
Wow.
Longan's from India.
That's
and
one of the trees.
it's not as fragrant or as strong a fruit, but more people like the longan. They actually like the lychee.
Oh, no.
A lot of people ask about this fruit here because it is a beautiful looking fruit, the naranjilla. I don't know much about it except you want to stay away from the bush because the bush is so, well, you just want to stay away from the bush. But you can see the fruit are real nice, but I don't know much about it. Here's the spelling.
Hey, Larry, I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am, no problem.
The plant with spikes on the leaves, which is producing a very, very
Yeah, we're
round-
talking about it right up here because there's another one. There's another one here with the fruit on it. This is called a naranjilla. I really don't know much about it, how edible it is. I know most people I know don't grow it because the plant itself is just so unfriendly. Yes. More sugar cane. A lot of people I know love sugar cane. I used to grow it just for some of my Jamaican neighbors. They used to come over and go crazy because there's about 200 or 300 varieties of sugar cane they grow out in the glades here for disease resistance, cold resistance, different things. Some of them are just really delicious. You've seen some bananas through here that really aren't bananas. Well, they're bananas, but they're the different Musa variety that they're just a seeded banana, and they're just grown for the flower. They're not. They don't put out a real edible fruit, and they usually stay upright. You can see they don't dip over.
What is this?
It's a coral tree. I don't know much about it, except it blooms a lot.
Something interesting.
Coconuts, figs.
Oh. Where's figs?
Well, those are fruit actually, but they're little.
Oh,
they're
here.
seed. The bananas they have little seeds in them.
Name of those?
It's just a different type of musa. I don't. Oh, maybe the lady in the back, musa cumulata or something like that. But they're just seeded
Oh,
bananas.
here's another.
And excuse me, what is this right here? Is this this one?
Oh, frangipani.
That's the frangipani.
Just
okay.
like you, where you
So
parked
big
out
and
front.
healthy looking.
They're real easy to propagate. I just recently got about
Two
50
die on
cuttings
me.
last week.
Yeah, just stick
Well, you
them in the
got to
ground.
keep them dry for about a week or two until the codex heals up, and then stick them in the ground and not water them too much. Just going back here, I'm going to sneak in here for a second so I can point to something. Of course, I've mentioned a few times that citrus are petering out in Florida because of the citrus greening. I won't mention that the avocados are on their way out too because of the.
Ambrosia beetle.
Thank you. That is spreading. That's actually spreading from the north down.
Right.
I think it's in Indian River or Brevard County. It hasn't hit Palm Beach County yet. But
It's in Indian River.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's in
But,
Indian
but they say it's imminent, and we have a lot of scientists now out combing the yards and looking for it.
And there are no resistant trees.
Not so far. What is behind me though, to replace the citrus, we've got a fella named George Anderson. I don't know if you're in a club or anything, but he's come and spoke to us at the Rare Fruit Council. He has bought out a lot of citrus groves around LaBelle and converted them over to macadamia. And that's this macadamia tree right back here. You can see a few nuts hanging. See the green? I come back here because a lot of people can't see them, but right at the tip of my finger, see the green fruit there?
In a little bit.
Now the trouble with macadamia is if you grow it in your backyard like I did, because I had thousands of nuts falling on my roof all the time, because the squirrels would be out there playing, it's a tough nut to crack, and you have to just about open them one at a time with a little copper cutter type of device, and you just can't smash them, because you'll smash the nut inside. Again, exactly, because, well, the big growers, but the big grower out there, they'll have a big machine, they'll do it real quick. So anyway, let me sneak back in here.
The banana, yeah. Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Oh yeah, these are more of just the flowering type of bananas.
Yeah. Flower up there.
Yeah. And they almost always stay upright like that.
Oh, those are the macadamia up there.
Yeah. Thanks.
And what is this?
That's just a Suriname cherry.
Suriname cherry.
We're going to, by the way, when we're done with the tour, he's going to ask if anybody wants to go over to his nursery over here and look at some little plants. He's got a lot of neat fruit trees over there, though. His best lychees, his cashew nuts, his jackfruit are all over there, so hopefully you have a few minutes for that. Behind me on this vine is something interesting. The ladies love it. It's the loofah sponge. And as you can see, grab one, you can see that, that's, you just peel off the skin and that's the loofah inside, the exfoliating type of thing. And a million seeds, full of seeds in there if you want to plant. You can grow your own. It's just a vine. When they're young, you can cook them like cucumbers.
Yeah, well, he
Really
ripped one in half.
Now this tree behind us here is a real famous one in the Rare Fruit Society. This is the chocolate pudding tree.
Oh,
But that's just a name. It's a chocolate persimmon or black sapote is its common name. You can see tons of fruit. And you can see the way the fruit are forming there. They are a persimmon. They've got the, I think all the fruit, well there's a few fruit up there. You see there's one. I had one fruit for sale out front, which is the Mayor, which is really the big black sapote. This is, I think, the Joyner black sapote. It's kind of a medium size, not too big. But this wins first place in our ice cream contest every year. We have an ice cream festival here on Gene's property in August, September of the Rare Fruit Council, and we make 25 different types of ice cream, all with tropical fruits, jackfruit, lychee, longan. You can see a few of the macadamias right above our heads here.
Oh, yeah.
This is the biggest banana tree, one of the biggest in the world, certainly the biggest we have here on the property. This is the Saba from the Philippines. And it's more of a plantain than it is a eating banana. If it's really yellow, you can eat it. But most people use it for cooking. You see a nice bunch. It almost looks like a huamoa banana. It's more of the fat beer can type of banana. Scraggly looking tree here. Everybody know what this scraggly looking tree is above me here? Boy, isn't that a junky looking tree? This is my favorite fruit tree in the world. That's the lychee tree, which we were selling some up front. This is an old-fashioned variety that hardly ever blooms, and I think it's the only lychee in town that did not bloom this year. Because we had tons of bloom. It's the best bloom we've had in 15 years. But anyway, that's a lychee. And again, the longan right next to it, which we kind of saw from the other side. But that's from India, and it's full of fruit. These are some of his carambola varieties. Most of them are labeled. This one's the Nuka. Some of these are more of the white and yellow varieties. They're not orange like the typical carambolas. If you're from the islands or been to the islands, they call this, in the islands they call this June plum. Here we just call it amberella. This is the dwarf amberella. It's just starting to flower at the top, so I don't think there's any fruit on it now. Nice little yellow fruit.
So do most fruit trees fruit at the same time of year, or they're totally all different?
Totally all different here in South Florida. And then many, like jaboticaba and carambola, have multiple crops. Well, even mangoes sometimes always have two. This year we had 3 good crops of mangoes because we had the November bloom.
Yeah.
Some trees like lychee, that's it. They're one little narrow frame. This is a nice fruit tree behind me, one of the Eugenia species like jaboticaba, but this is the grumachama, also from Brazil, and it makes a nice little fruit.
Oh, you're going that way.
Yeah, we're coming this way. We're another one of my favorite fruit trees. By the way, he's got tons of heliconias through the property. They have the banana-looking leaf. They're just starting to open up. This is your traditional lobster claw. Some heliconias stay pointing up, some are pendulous and hang down like the lobster claw. But you'll see this on a lot of books and maps and publication things. This is one of the most famous ones. You see some hanging down through there. Some of the sapote trees right through here. And this is the true Sapotaceae family. This is the mamey sapote right here, these 2 trees. And you'll see a few fruit. They hang right on the bark. They get up to about 5 pounds. And they make, and if you go down to Miami-Dade County, it's called now, you see them selling these on the street corners. They just eat them with a spoon. They're a great dessert. Nice big seed or 2 inside.
Oh, there's
Can I name it out again?
Mamey sapote. This would be the...
There's a fruit over there hanging.
Yes. And so this is the pont. There's different types of fruit. There's the pointed one, magania, and this is the pontine variety of mamey.
We had this at the farm, but it didn't make the frost. But it is delicious. It's pink.
Oh,
Can you point out the fruit again?
Over here on this side, you got to come
A
through.
little teeny tiny ball, smaller than a ping pong ball, that one.
Well, it'll become big.
It takes a long time for them also. They hang on the tree more than a year.
And
So you have multiple crops hanging.
What are these here that look like little olives?
Yeah, those little berries.
Carissa, look like Carissa.
That little tiny.
Here, oh, they're right here, yeah.
Carissa.
There's a big one up there.
Most people use that as a hedge, a privacy hedge, because it's very, very thorny.
Oh.
This is another Sapotaceae. Here, unfortunately, all the fruit have just dropped off. This is the egg fruit, or canistel. Makes a great pie, but that's about it. It's not that good for eating out of hand. But a beautiful yellow fruit. It looks just like a top, real waxy. A lot of people don't realize black pepper is, just YouTube.
Right, let's trying to.
Wait for the plane too.
Yeah.
You can see the berries hang up in there in clusters. Where I got my finger, when you get up here you can see it. They start out green, then they turn red and eventually black. And you just put the black ones right into your grinder.
Yeah, get on up there. And you're shorter than they are too.
Black pepper.
This is black pepper.
Yeah, black pepper's a vine. And that's the vine right there. You can see some actual little peppercorns hanging up in there. They're green and they're just turning over to red, then they turn black. And
So when they have the mixed black, red, white, that's different ones or
different
different stages of one plant?
That's a good question. I don't know.
It's different peppers.
Oh.
Yeah, I think so, because I've just been told they take those off when they turn from red to black. A lot more of the brugmansia or the the angel trumpet hanging down here. We're coming into kind of a mango avocado area now. Of course, then I mentioned the jackfruit. This is a little baby, but this is a jackfruit. Jackfruit are the biggest fruit in the world. Southeast Asia, they get up to about 100 pounds. Here in South Florida, we can only get them to about 80 pounds a piece. Gene's gotten them to 75. I've got them to about 60, 65 in my yard. And I sell mine at the local Asian grocery store. The Asians just love these. And you'll find it in Publix in the can, you know, where you find the canned exotic fruits like your canned lychees, longans, ackee. You'll find your jackfruit in there.
They are good.
Oh yeah. They say the taste is like juicy fruit gum, but you always ask people what does it taste like, and it's real, you know, subjective. Another beautiful heliconia there. You see, that's a heliconia that stays mostly upright. It doesn't hang down like the other one. Believe it or not, the last avocados just fell off of this, and as you can see, the new avocado crop is already set fruit. It's just loaded with fruit.
Oh, well, that's avocados?
Yeah.
What's the variety?
This is just called Mounts. It's a seedling that came up at Mounts Botanical Garden, so they just named it Mounts. Gene got a cutting and grafted it onto the tree.
Oh, so it is grafted.
Yes.
If we grow an avocado from the pit, will it not grow through to the tree?
No, it will not. Never will grow through, and it'll take you 10 or. I was a little kid when I grew mine. It took 15 years when I graduated college, and it was still in the ground, never even flowered.
Okay.
I do a lot of grafting. We'll point out some real good varieties in a few minutes. You see, there's a nice stalk of bananas he needs to cut. When your stalk of bananas start turning yellow like that, you really want to cut them because you can see that a mouse, a rat, has already been up there. You can see the little tip of it's been bit off. But the rats really go for them. Here's a nice big live oak that the little sign here about him planting it planted in July of '72. So this has been here 37 years.
68. Oh,
You see
acorn.
a beautiful angel trumpet tree right there, though, with the coral type of colors there. And the neat thing about this oak tree is the Hoya vine that's attached itself to it. The Hoyas hang down in clusters, and they're just starting. But you'll see a few of the clusters. There's one way up there, and they're purplish flowers that hang straight down. And they're really spectacular when they're all, the whole thing's in bloom. You just see one or two up there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and that's one.
Oh, by the way, we just finished with this. He's got a lot of gingers on the property. We'll see some beautiful pine cones in just a few minutes. This is the shell ginger here, and they were really neat looking just a week or two ago. You can see see the flowers there. See those two? See how pretty that is?
Any edible ginger?
All of ginger's edible.
Yeah,
There's not
well,
a bit of it that's inedible.
I'm not a ginger
That's not what
person.
I've heard.
We've been eating
Let's listen to her.
We're still alive.
No, we don't. We don't eat any ginger. And we don't. Oh, well, these you can eat. I mean,
And this is Monstera, all this?
I mean the real.
Yes, that's Monstera there. Some people say it's a Swiss cheese plant. You know, it looks like Swiss cheese. These are more canistels. Unfortunately, again, the fruit have all dropped off. They're just starting to bloom again. That's the egg fruit.
there's nothing poisonous about a ginger. That's all I meant to say.
Oh.
Okay, but not all.
There's egg fruit right there in the tree.
You actually see one on the
Yeah.
tree?
Two of them, three of them.
Oh, good.
Egg fruit. That's the right plant.
Oh, thank you. Is it yellow or
Yeah,
still green?
green.
Greenish.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I see one back
There's
there. It's
two
yellow.
right there.
Yeah, these are a small one. He's got a bigger one back. It's a Bruce. It's really big. Like, it looks like a top.
Yeah, I didn't care for red fruit.
No, but in a
What
pie,
are these? Black Sapodilla?
that's a mango.
Oh.
Good heavens, I didn't know it was mango.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, look at all the mangoes.
Cool.
That's
Oh, yeah.
By the way,
Wow.
that's we have about 300 varieties in South Florida that are named. There's actually more than that because every unique seedling is a new mango. But that's
Wow.
the Zill. That's named after Gary Zill.
So a lot of that gets wasted up there? Never eaten?
Yeah.
He's got people come here all the time. These,
Oh.
I think these have been, they look a little bit green. I don't
It's
know if
hard.
that, help yourself if you find them on the ground. I don't know if that'll ripen or not.
Yeah, look up in there and see how many
Oh,
mangoes.
I see 'em all.
See, so we had, if any of our trees start, producing.
yeah.
I'm a big man. I got 22 varieties in my yard.
What's
Oh,
a good
there's one.
variety to grow in this area?
It's all subjective.
Okay.
If you talk to the folks from the islands, they'll tell you Bombay, Julie, which I think are just really
Stringy.
inferior.
What
well,
about Hayden?
no.
You've got a lot of-
Hayden was the greatest in my grandfather's day. Captain Hayden planted
I
it
can't
here,
touch the-
and but anyway, Hayden used to be, but it's not even the top 100 anymore. I still have a Hayden just because of sentimental reasons. Hayden gets anthracnose, a fungus disease, but Glenn is usually the #1 recommended for South
Okay, yeah,
Florida.
for growing and thriving and.
Because Glenn is not a big tree. Like Valencia Pride is nice, beautiful big fruit. good tasting, but Valencia Pride will go up to 60 feet in just a few years.
So a Glen?
Glen is the most, that's what Chris Rollins recommends at Fruit and Spice Park, and I tend to agree. I've got a Glen. A lot of people like Carrie. Again, Carrie is one of the Zill mangoes named after Zill's mother. But, and Dot is one of my favorite mangoes. That's named after Dorothy Zill. I mean, the whole family's got a fruit named after. These are all jaboticabas right through here. They're the tree of Brazil. The fruit have just left us. We're going to see the state champion jaboticaba in a few minutes, and it's loaded with flour.
Oh, there's one.
That's an old one, yeah. They get about the size of a quarter, though, and they taste like muscadine grape. Make the best wine in the world. We're heading down this way. Feel free to take a feel of this fuzzy tree here. This is triangle palm, and it gets kind of neat looking. Avocado varieties. That's a good one there, Hall. But wait for these folks just for a second. A question was asked about avocados, and these are all grafted varieties in here. In fact, this one right here, every time I used to come here, I would steal pieces of this. This is a Tyson seedless that you just don't find anywhere. Seedless. It is a totally seedless avocado that when it's done, it looks like a cucumber. It's just long and skinny, and there's just fruit starting to form, but they haven't, they haven't shown it yet, but that'll keep going out and long.
In Texas recently, I got an avocado that was just short of being a regular avocado size. And the seed inside was just like this big. It was really tiny. The flesh was so thick. Is that common to a lot of varieties?
No, it's very rare. And the seedless is very, very rare. You can't find it. Yeah, there's a nice sign for it there. It explains a little bit about it. But it's one of my favorites, and one I always get. I've got about 7 or 8 of those coming along now that are about a foot tall. I took a lot of grafting courses last year, both from Dr. Richard Campbell, who's you've got to meet if you haven't met him. He's curator of tropical fruits at Fairchild Tropical Garden, been there for years. He's Mr. Mango and Mr. Jackfruit. He's written the book. If you've got the mango books, he's got 2 mango books and a book just on jackfruit.
Gene's written a lot of books too, right?
Not really. He's written articles. He's written thousands, for newspapers and stuff. But I've never seen a book.
My mother was saying she saw a bunch in the library. Maybe she.
He's in books.
He said he's helped on books.
Oh yes, yes. He's quoted and sourced and everything on books. But for the best book I guess is Julia Morton's book. Fruits of the Southern Climates. That's pretty good. But anyway. We're going to loop around here real quick.
Can I ask you a question
Sure.
while we walk? I noticed that some of the...
If you see the fruit and spice brochure, one of the fruits they have on the front page is the Garcinia, a nice little orange fruit. Unfortunately, this one is not blooming right now. Mine at home is.
And we have this planted at the farm too.
It's related actually to the mangosteen, which of course we cannot grow here in South Florida.
Garcinia. And there's one over there. What's that? Quamoc?
Oh. Oh, it's fine muck. I don't see the tree though. Because quamoc, it's an artocarpus, which means it's a relation to the breadfruit and the jackfruit, but I don't see a tree. That's a quamoc. Maybe there used to be one there. I will have to mention that to Gene, but thank you for pointing that out. I didn't know he had one of those on the property. Tree here called Dovialis. And the main claim to Dovialis is, again, it makes wine. One of our members is a real wine expert. He'll be teaching a wine class in June down at the Fruit and Spice Park, Charlie Lohr.
Oh, that would be fun.
And Dovialis is one of his favorite things to make wine out of. They call it tropical apricot. There's a nice little sign there that kind of explains all about it. This is this poor little tree, because I take a leaf off every time. I like to just take the leaf off and pass it back. Just smell that and pass it back.
Oh my gosh.
This
smells like lemongrass.
Okay, you've given it away, but that's okay. This is one of his allspice trees. You'll see some other allspice trees in a few minutes, but this is lemon allspice. A lot of people say this smells like lemon joy.
Huh.
But you just use the berries. You don't use a leaf or anything, but I like to use the leaf just as a touchy-feely device and let people smell it.
And that would grow?
Oh yeah, anywhere.
Easily. And what's it called?
Lemon allspice.
Lemon allspice.
Lemon allspice.
That's all I can smell now.
That was great. So these are all just leaves from the trees, right?
Yes, yes. He throws nothing out. Everything's recycled. Even when we cut trees down, you'll see areas that just a big mound back in there, kind of off the beaten path, sort of like that, And some big trees, they're still turned over from the hurricane.
Yeah.
He lost 30 or 40% of his canopy here. Here's another little example of the shell ginger. A few of them are still alive, but they've just about had it. There's some more.
Yellow tababue, whatever. I don't know. Tababui.
A tree behind you is kind of unusual. Gene is a collector of all things variegated.
Cow.
That's, you know, you've seen a lot of variegated plants in here. That is a variegated Sapodilla, which is pretty rare. It just has regular, it's got a few fruit up there somewhere. Yeah, I see them up there. It's just got regular fruit on it, but again, the leaf is variegated. Now, behind me, we've got one of my favorite trees. It's one of the 4 state champion trees here in the garden, and that is the chocolate tree, or cacao. And he's actually got, you can see some of the pods up there, chocolate pods. One's full grown. He's got a full grown one, believe it or not. When you come by here, you'll see the sign. See that yellow one right there? That's still on the tree, even though it's touching the ground. That's a full-size chocolate pod. If you watch the History Channel, you know that the Aztecs and then the native Indians to South America are using this as money, just like they used gold. Wow. It was that valuable. And of course, the Europeans didn't know anything about chocolate until they got to South America and took this back to Europe.
Thank goodness for the Mayans.
Yeah. We're going to do a little loop right here, but watch this little.
I think chocolate's worth more than gold, really.
Probably back then it might have been,
Well,
because they didn't know what the gold.
It's useful. What do you do with gold?
I just wanted to show you a couple of things here. That's the pine cone gingers you're walking past now. They're really there's one in there. You see how the little yellow flower comes out shooting out?
And that's edible or not?
I don't know. One lady says yes.
Oh, yeah, right.
Insect,
not that I'm aware of. I don't know anything about
this
the
leaf
edible.
that I'm holding, an insect
Oh,
does that.
look at that. Yeah.
And it's not even touching the leaf.
Yeah,
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
It is.
Now, does anybody smell anything right through here? Famous lang lang tree. It doesn't fruit really. It just, yeah, some people call it elang, but most of it is just called lang lang. But does everybody know the claim to fame of the lang lang tree? See, it's got little white flowers just coming out on it. Well, there's some hanging down there. Actually, yellowish flowers. Anyway, that's where Chanel No. 5 comes from, is the lang lang. They use the flowers for that. What we have right here is the state champion jaboticaba. And again, jaboticaba is the tree of Brazil that grows along the rainforest and the Pantanal, and it can stay underwater for up to 2 to 3 weeks. And it loves water. A lot of us grow it. I've got 5 or 6 fruiting jaboticabas, and I've seen trees go for $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a piece. Big trees. They're very slow growing. So as soon as one fruits, which takes 10 years from a seed, you can sell it for about $200. You'd see why
The monkey puzzle.
why it's a monkey puzzle. If you could reach one of those, you can get the jumper over there, or you can just go around there and pass one of those pieces along. See the, yeah. The reason they call this a monkey puzzle tree. Now the green is much stiffer than that. But the puzzle for the monkeys is you take your hand and you can go one way and it's okay, but if you try to take your hand and go the other way, it cuts you up. So that's the puzzle. A monkey get out at the end of the branch and can't figure out how to get back without getting cut on.
How about that?
But anyway, this jaboticaba you see is just loaded with flowers. You won't even be able to see that bark here in just a week or two. You see, all those white flowers will open up.
That's a good one.
Yeah, there's.
That's a pure
a purple one. Well, the green ones are no good. They've got to be pure purple, almost black before they're sweet.
Oh, I see one.
Right here.
Oh, do you?
No.
Well, that one's had it.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
What's that
No, this looks like a
evergreen
grape.
thing?
The big tall tree. That's the monkey puzzle.
Oh.
That's the story we just did.
So that's
Wow.
that's the fruit, the purple.
Yeah.
That's the monkey puzzle tree.
Oh yeah.
What's
We're almost
Oh,
done.
those are dead ones that fell onto that
See
tree.
the fruit.
Oh yeah. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, see, I didn't
But it
realize
gets-
that's the monkey puzzle tree.
That will fruit those fruit are amazing. From
Amazing.
blooming like that to actual edible fruit is just about 10, 14 days. And it can have 6 to 8 crops a year on it.
What?
Jaboticaba. That's the,
Oh, there's little.
this tree right here that looks sort of like a carambola is sort of a carambola, same family. This is the Avaroja balimbi, or just called balimbi for short. And it's called a pickle tree because you can use those little fruits that look sort of like carambolas when they get bigger. but it's very, very bitter, just used for pickling. This little bush you're going to come by here has got a distinctive name called a tapeworm tree, tapeworm bush, which makes sense. You've got the yellow ones, the white ones, the pink ones, and the red ones.
Shrimp plants.
This is a lot easier to take a leaf off of that and pass it around. That's just a regular allspice.
Oh, that's.
But it's got a different smell than that lemon one had.
And then this is an orchid ginger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not what he's got his hand on.
Yeah.
That's a Dieffenbachia, but I don't know where the orchid ginger is.
Maybe right.
And that says black pepper too.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Black pepper.
Yeah, another black pepper. This is a coffee bush here, which was loaded with berries, but just about gone now. But you can grow your own coffee. This is the Erotica type. More bamboo, more heliconias. That bluish green tint to it. Real white color banana inside. And tree right here, that's the shingle tree. If you look up at the top, the tree goes over that. With the top of the tree actually was blown out in the hurricanes. You can see how big the leaves are. And it's from India. And in the poorer section of India, which I guess is most of India, they actually use that for shingles, like we use, like the Native Americans use palmetto fronds as for the roof of their huts and everything. That's what that was used for. Time of year. That big tree that's blown down is a Maho type of hibiscus, actually, that was knocked over in the hurricane. Of course, just continues to grow up. So it's in its branches up now. Nice big traveler's palm there, a white bird of paradise. A lot of shrimp plants through here. These are the red shrimp plants. We got any old Floridians in the groups like it with the if you
Yeah, did you guys know there's one of those near on 37 to the farm, a silk tree. On 37, if you go from in between 58 and 66, there's one of those on the north-hand side of the road. I always wondered what that was. I thought it was a kapok, but I was like, it doesn't look quite right.
Yeah, they call this a mini cape. There's a giant kapok. There's two different kapoks, but this is more the silk floss. It's very close relative. Silk floss is what we call it, is what Gene calls it. But boy, you touch this, and these things are hard as rock and sharp as
Yeah, what's that for? Protection against what?
You're not going to climb that thing.
Yeah, that's what. No.
You've got both the tart and the sweet variety right over. 5 varieties.
A Barbados cherry.
And I'm fruiting right now, though.
Oh, we have a
Are
bunch
any
in our
for sale here now?
Yeah.
No, I don't have any of those in the
Root
nursery.
them from the cuttings?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
root them from the.
Okay.
Or you can do an air layer
Okay.
off it. Do what's called air layering or marketage. On the path just before his big chocolate tree there are his breadfruit trees, and they were really knocked back. There's hardly a leaf left on them.